you know, how do you keep and retain employees, you know? So that you gotta find, so it sounds like you gotta find, you know, the great parts of them, what they're really good at, and put them in that particular area.
Good question. God, this kid's got good questions.
I have so many questions. I don't sleep at night because I'm always thinking about what I can do next.
Just treat them like family.
Mhm.
Treat them well. Just treat your people like they're important. That's it.
Yeah.
You don't have to do nothing else. You don't have to. It's not about money.
Okay.
It's not about money. If it's
Right.
about money, then that person's motivated by the wrong thing,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yeah.
Treat them like they are absolutely nothing is more important. Remember, Maya Angelou said it best,
Mhm.
okay? She said a person, I'm going to paraphrase her, I'm going to actually take her out of context, but what she basically says is a customer and employee won't remember what kind of a raise you gave them, won't remember about the money, but what these people will remember is how you make them feel.
Mm.
And I've learned if you want to keep people, and if you have a big company, you
Yeah.
have 20, 30 people, take every single person out to an individual lunch.
Mhm.
Just a little thing
Yeah.
like that.
Mhm.
Listen to what they have to say. Spend a little time. Let people know they're important. You don't have
Right.
to. You don't have to coddle over them. You don't have
Yeah.
to kiss their butt. But
I
you
remember that. I really like that a lot. You know, I always thought it was, you know, people want to stay if you keep paying them and raising them. But
No.
I really like what you said there.
and
That
if they're money motivated,
Yeah.
they'll never be satisfied.
Uh-huh.
They'll never be satisfied. Yeah, people need enough money to make a
Right.
good living,
Right.
and everybody wants to make money,
Yeah.
but if that's their sole motivation, that is probably the wrong person long term.
Right. Right.
Because the grass is always greener to a money motivated person.
Mm-hmm.
It's about how you make them feel, how that team, when you create that team, make it so that it's where they want to go in the morning,
Mhm.
where they're happy to be going back to work,
Right. Right.
where work isn't work, it's just going
Yeah.
to see the teams, going to see the family. It's like,
Right.
all right, so there's your other hardest working guy, there's Tim and Alex hanging out down here. Tim's driving his personal van, he doesn't need to be here. We're not running any jobs today, they're
Right.
just getting crap
They like to
figured
be
out.
here. Look at them jumping around over there.
Yeah, they just hang out. We all
Right,
just
right.
hang out. We enjoy each other. So
Yeah.
find people that have that similar mind frame. And
Mhm.
for me to find Tim and Alex and Frankie, I mean, I've probably brought on 300-400 people and let them go
Oh, really? Wow.
over the course of the years.
Yeah. A
So
lot of people.
yeah, and that's fine.
Yeah.
Why? Because those guys are hard to find.
Mm-hmm.
Those guys are not a dime a dozen.
Yeah.
Those guys are the needle in the haystack.
Yeah.
And you're going to bring a guy in and you're going to see pretty quick when you can determine character. Oh, yeah, this is a good dude.
Mhm.
I'm keeping him. All right, that dude's money motivated.
Right. Right.
Eh.
Yeah.
This dude I'm going to raise up. It
Yeah,
isn't
for
about
sure.
it isn't about seniority.
Yeah.
It isn't about who's been longest.
Yeah.
If that's what it's about, if you guys find people like that, those guys should work at Target.
Yeah.
They should work at Walmart. They should work at a bank. They should work in the corporate America, because it's all about seniority. It's about climbing that corporate ladder. It's about doing their little dance, their little monkey dance, trying to get up there, beating
Yeah.
everybody else. It's not about beating anybody else.
Yeah.
It's about a rising tide raises all ships.
Mm.
And you're going to find few people understand that, but the few that do, those are your keepers.
Yeah. I like that quote. I'm gonna remember that one forever.
Rising tide raises all
Yeah.
ships. That's a Greg Wittstock quote. Aquascape. He says that all the time. I'm just borrowing knowledge that I've learned
Yeah.
by talking to other people, and you're on the right track, my
Right.
friend.
Right.
Just by talking to other people and picking their brain and saying, "Hey, will you?
Yeah.
Will you?"
Yep.
What was my answer when you first asked me, would I do this?
First answer is you get a lot of people that reach out to you.
Yep.
And don't always have time to be able to get to answer everyone.
Yep.
Yeah, that's what I remember.
But I did say yes eventually, didn't I?
You did.
Took
You
me a
did.
bit,
Yep.
because I had to wrap my head how we could do this for everybody.
Yep.
I can't do this one-on-one.
And that makes complete sense, and I completely understood that.
Agreed. But you found that when you reach out over and over and over again,
Yep.
you never quit,
Yep.
right? You
Yep.
never quit. You will
Mhm.
outwork everybody. You will out-ask questions on everybody. You will outthink everybody. You
Right.
don't have to be the smartest.
Yep.
You just have to do more than the next guy,
Yeah.
and you will beat him.
Right, right. And yeah, right now, don't tell anybody this, but you know, every day I'm reaching out to people, just putting the numbers out there, seeing who I can get a meeting with, you know, who I can, even if I learn one thing, there's always, every conversation with someone is great. Whether they're running a business that you don't believe in, you can learn at least what not to do, and that's just as important what to do. So I can take, you always got to be looking for one thing. I'm always looking for one thing to take away from any conversation.
Damn. Okay, so you have wisdom beyond what your years, to be quite honest with you. I was just thinking about this, you know, we're all going to die,
Yep.
right? And I was thinking this on the way down here. And our lives are going to be summarized in a 20-minute eulogy.
Yep.
And 5 minutes of those are going to be paid attention to, right?
Yep, absolutely.
And every book you read, every event you go to, everything you've ever heard, seen, or done can be summarized in 5 minutes or less. It doesn't take a long time to do this.
Right.
So all you've got to do is understand what that one nugget is and find those one nuggets.
Yeah.
And then you can throw everything else out, but keep finding those nuggets and then hold on to those nuggets, because those nuggets are going to take you to the next level. Right?
Yeah.
And that's what my whole channel is about, is just what are the nuggets? Let's get through the crap and get right to the nuggets.
Right, right. Yeah, yeah. And I was going to say is that I know a lot of people out there are working on different landscape companies or just any job. You know, like I can say this past summer, I have my own landscape business, mowing, lawn care right now. But I helped a guy out this summer, and he didn't exactly do things the way I had standards of doing it, and that's okay. Everyone can do it the way they want to do it, right? That's fine. But you know, I came away this summer learning a lot of stuff, and it was all stuff I realized, okay, don't do this and don't do that. And that was so powerful to me, because that already gave me a good step ahead of everyone of learning what not to do when starting off.
Oh, that's a great point. I dug basements for a contractor in Minneapolis, and he loved to cut corners.
Yeah.
He would cut.
That's
Oh,
exactly.
I hated it, and I'm just like, I'm never going to cut corners for my customers.
Right.
And when it came to, I remember it was the end of the year, and I would go out, I'd dig his basements, I'd demo his houses, and I would do all the finish grading, and then I would do the landscaping, and all the other contractors would throw all their garbage out in the yards, and I was picking it all up, and I had bills for every place I picked up. I had it all invoiced. At the end of the year, this corner cutter came to me and said, oh, I'm not paying you for picking the garbage out of here, picking the garbage out of here, picking the garbage out of here. And I realized that when you find somebody that's doing something like cutting corners, they're not just going to stop at one place. That's how they're going to operate, because a zebra never changes its stripes, right?
Yes.
So when you see somebody doing something you don't want to do, don't borrow any of their techniques, because what happens is it falls over into other areas of your business. And when you see somebody that's doing something that you don't want to do, you don't have to associate with them. You can learn just as much what not to do. That's why I include all of my mistakes in my videos. Right,
right. And you know, I'm not out there gonna pointing it out to the guy, because does it his way, you know. I'm just there, you know, I just observe it and realize, okay, I won't do that in my business, because I can't stand cutting corners, just like you. I mean, when he says, you know, a particular person be like, oh, you don't have to do that particular spot, I'm like, oh no, that's exactly what I want to do to make this property look excellent. But you know, there's little things that I picked up that I will do differently in my business too.
Okay.
So,
do you have another question?
Yeah, we could throw you another one if you have time here.
I do. Well, how long have we been talking? 34 minutes. Holy crap, Gavin. Wow. That's fine. That's fine. I want you to learn.
Yeah.
I do want you to learn. So if you have another question, feel free. It's because we don't get to do this very often, and I hope you guys are enjoying this as well. If you are, thumbs up it.
Well, let's do one more. How's that sound?
Whatever you want to do. Or we could do a fast round if you got a bunch of them.
Okay, all right.
Or you want to do a fast round, I'll make them short, snappy, and sweet.
Well, let's just throw one great one out.
One great one? All right,
okay,
one great one.
So this is big question for me, is how do you know when it's time to add team members, add machinery to your business? How do you know it's the right time? Is it looking at what your the amount of money or revenue you're bringing in, or is it the jobs? Like, how do you know when it's time to add machinery to your business? Because machinery and employees, it costs money to do that, you know?
No, that's a misconception.
Mhm.